What's up, YouTube? We're back with another video, and I'm just sitting here, chilling. I'm on my phone, on Twitter or X, if you call it. No one fucking calls it X. I don't know why this is even a thing, but X, whatever. And so I stumbled across this tweet.
I understand why they included anti-venom from a gameplay standpoint, but it fucks up the black suit art. He chooses to remove the black suit, despite its power, and now he has to deal with the consequences. Then he just gets another suit that does the same thing, but better. Lame.
I totally agree with the tweet. It just, how the anti-venom suit undercuts everything for the sake of gameplay, because they kind of put themselves in the corner by having a skill tree for the Venom suit where you can play after the story. And so you, instead of like having a player feel like they wasted their skill points on an ability that they weren't able to play after the end game. So, but giving them the anti-venom suit undercuts the entire story of him not needing a Venom suit to become Spider-Man, because throughout the story he becomes too reliant on it. And I'm saying, okay, so I'm agreeing with it. I'm looking at the replies, and I see this tweet.
I disagree. Despite Peter physically separating from the black suit, I view the anti-venom suit as a metaphor for how Peter's addiction to the symbiote mentally lingers within him. Addiction never really goes away. Instead, it becomes a part of you, which Peter learns to accept.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, when I saw that, I'm like, hold on, what? That is such a bizarre take on the anti-venom suit. Like, there's so many problems with this. It is not even on some, like, I see where you're coming from. It's literally like, how do you even jump to, like, this conclusion? Like, I see how he was addicted to the Venom symbiote, but the anti-venom symbiote is not some metaphor for his addiction. Like, and the one line with addiction never really goes away is the craziest shit I've ever seen. like to put it in perspective, it's like saying this: hey, I'm addicted to crack cocaine, but to supplement that, instead of taking crack, I'm gonna drink alcohol instead. Clearly, you've never been around people with addiction, because that's literally not how it works at all. It's like, that's just, what the fuck is... Oh, I'm sorry, this just caught me way off guard when I read it. I was like, huh? What? It's like, this isn't some like deep meaning to it. It's literally, they put this in the game. I kid you, I bet $100 on anyone that Insomniac literally gave him the anti-venom suit because they needed some way to have Peter keep his venom powers without giving him the black suit back, okay? And this is their easiest way around it, even though it undercuts the entire story and fucks up another character who's actually anti-venom. And they just did it because, hey, we need this gameplay. We need it for the gameplay purposes. Like, that's the only reason it's for it. It's not some deep meaning about addiction and shit like that. Because if they would have done that, they would have made it very clear how he was addicted to it. He was struggling with grief and trauma, but that wasn't an addiction. That's something completely different. Like, grief and trauma can lead to addiction and his need to want to be the best Spider-Man, but the anti-venom suit is not a metaphor for that. And I'm reading the replies, and the replies are cooking them.
I think generally it's unhealthy to be in this much denial with regard to video game criticism. Listen, I like these games, maybe even love them at times, but blindly praising every single thing Insomniac does is just weird.
They included the anti-venom suit so we could keep the symbiote abilities, and it's so painfully obvious. It's okay to admit that not every development decision was made with deep themes in mind. It's a video game, they can add things purely for gameplay purposes.
I'm crying, man. Except addiction, you guys will say anything to justify shitty writing.
Now, I show all this by saying I have nothing against the guy. I know he's like a Spider-Man YouTuber, I think, or something like that, but you don't have to go through mental gymnastics to try to justify the fact that your favorite franchise has shitty writing. It's okay. It's okay. We all can admit that. The sooner we admit that about each other, the better. All right. And the fact that he's trying to jump through these mental hoops to try to justify a quote unquote has a deeper meaning, it doesn't make it better. It doesn't, because if they were intentional about this, they would have made it a lot better than what it is. It's just shitty. It's kind of like The Last of Us Part 2. It's like everyone, their mom was giving their own background story why these characters acted out of character, and was like, oh yeah, because XYZ happened off screen, you know what I mean, this, that, and the third. If you really think about it, put this, that, and the third. Like, no, it's just bad. If you as a fan base have to justify and find loopholes to defend a product this much, you have to admit that it's just not good. It didn't do its job right of telling a story and explaining itself. Because if it did, you wouldn't have to justify it, okay? And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And based off my analytics, 89.9% of y'all ain't subscribed. So I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe, alright? I need you to subscribe, alright? Get them numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. I finally get to say that. What the fuck? Anyway, that's all I got. I'm out of here. Peace out.